degrees here right now. It's too hot. And I want to know where exactly you're joining in from to see how big our community is and how far spread our community really is. Tell us where you're joining in from. Comment down below in the chat option. Tell me if you're able to chat or not. I think you're unable to chat as of now. Can you just confirm me by all right, all right. You can chat. You can definitely chat. Awesome. Perfect. So I see people joining in from Bogota, Colombia, Bahamas. All righty. Perfect holiday destination. And then we have from UAE. I'm going to be visiting UAE in the next 2 months. Mohammed Ibrahim, we should catch up. Chile, I've never been there. Toronto. Reggie is from Toronto. Awesome. New Jersey, Malaysia. Fez, it's almost bedtime for you. You're just joining this training even after it's what, midnight to you? Wow. Thank you so much. And Switzerland, Africa. Alrighty. We have people joining from across the world, and this is amazing. And this is the power of the community. Why? Because everyone is coming together for just one simple mission. And what is that mission? Before I start this webinar, I want to make a simple promise to you. By the end of this training session, our promise is if you've never built a chatbot in your entire life, never ever, like you don't know what a chatbot is and you never even touched a chatbot. By the end of this training session, our promise is that you'll be able to build your very first chatbot, and that too an AI-driven chatbot that can go live on your website. I can make this promise because I'm confident of how easy it is to be building this chatbot, and we're going to train you if you closely pay attention to this training session and be with us. You know, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it on a replay, doesn't really matter, but you got to pay attention because this is a skill that you're going to use it in 2023. So what are we doing today? We are talking about Botsonic. And before talking about Botsonic, I just want to say thank you. Why? Because you guys have upvoted us on Product Hunt, supported us, and took us to the #1 product of the day on Product Hunt. So we are super excited for this. And we just want to say thank you because almost 1,000 of you came when we just said support us on check us out on Product Hunt. Almost 1,000 of you came in and said, yes, we're going to support you. We're going to try out Botsonic, and we're going to, you know, give us your feedback. And that really helped. Botsonic today is a product that is being shaped on your feedback. Every single day, we collect feedback from you in our community on Discord. If you haven't joined it yet, I'm going to be pasting the link in the chat during this session. Please join the community because we want your feedback. So let me just simply share my screen and show how it looks like. Ricardo says, will this be recorded? Yes, Ricardo, it will be recorded. And you're going to have the recording as well, but we would like you to pay close attention to the live session. Why? Because if you have any doubts, you can just clear it. So I'm unable to share my screen once again. Let me have a look at it. And this is going to be a hands-on session, guys, not boring PPTs or presentations. We're going to show you live on how you're going to build a bot. And I'm just trying to share my screen. Why? Because I think we've faced like a small technical glitch. I'm asking the team behind the scenes to help me enable screen sharing, as I can just show you how it is. Until then, I can see people joining in from Japan. Awesome. People are recording this call using AI tools. That's amazing. We'll be starting this in just a minute right now. And let's go. We should get an AI version of Zoom. John, you know what? You should mail the Zoom guys and tell them to integrate with Writesonic. We are happy to provide them and make it an AI integrated Zoom. So coming back, I think I can share my screen right now. One second, guys. 1 second. We're starting any moment right now. Alrighty. So we are starting this webinar right now. We've just started the press the record button. So if you have to drop off, it's fine. But do watch the training because you can build your very first chatbot. Whether you're trying to build an old comic book website where you have a ton of comics for people to read from, you can just feed everything into BotSonic. And BotSonic is now the comic book expert that can engage your visitors by answering any questions about olden comics and etc. Feed it information about fishes, and trust me, it can find Nemo as well. So I'm going to be welcoming Sam here, who's joined us and who will be training us today, showing us how it's done using BotSonic. So Sam, hi, how are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. How's everyone doing?
Awesome, awesome. I think people are doing great.
All right.
So guys, are you ready for this session? Type in READY in the chat right now, and Sam is going to show you how you're going to make your very first AI chatbot using BotSonic. Perfect. Ready, ready, ready. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And before we begin, please ask your questions in the Q&A section, not in the chat section, Q&A section, because at the end of the session, we're going to be answering every single question that you have got. So let's begin.
Let me share my screen. All right, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, Sam, we can see your screen.
Awesome. Cool. So any of you, if you're not familiar with Writesonic, first of all, Writesonic is an AI generation platform. We started out as an AI writing tool. So you can see all these different 100+ templates that we have around content creation, things like, blog writing, e-commerce, social media, lots of different things. And then most of you might be familiar with our ChatGPT-like chatbot called ChatSonic, with additional superpowers. We came up with Google-enabled text generation, image generation, all of these things, a couple of months back, much before Bing AI and all of these things there. And ever since we launched ChatSonic, we have had enterprises as well as companies, individuals from multiple different industries reach out to us and ask us, hey, can we train ChatSonic on our own data and then deploy it on our own kind of website? And that has been a recurring question that we have been getting for the last 4 or 5 months. Everyone wants to have something like ChatGPT that's trained on their data, their industry specific data, and helps their own customers, even their internal employees and these kinds of things. So that is where we just last week, as Meenak was mentioning, we launched BotSonic. So once you're logged into the Writesonic dashboard, right at the top, you'll see this button over here that says BotSonic, train ChatGPT on your data. So this is the product that we recently launched. It was the #1 product of the day on Product Hunt, also, for the week and the weekend as well. So this is how it looks like. I'll just quickly walk you through, all the different tabs that we have here. So you have, of course, the data upload tab where you can upload your files. So there's the option to Currently you can upload PDF, document, and docx files. So basically PDF and Microsoft Word files. We're also adding the option to upload Excel and CSV files, PowerPoint files, all of these different things soon. Do mention other data sources that you would like us to integrate in the chat. For example, if you want us to integrate with Google Drive or HubSpot or any of these other tools, do mention that, because we're actively working on multiple different data sources there. So this is the place where you can upload some files, or there's also this enter a link tab. Here you can enter your website URL. So basically, currently you can enter multiple different website URLs. Soon you'll also be able to add your sitemap or your main website URL, and it would scrape the entire site. That is also coming up later this week. So yeah, this tab basically helps you with the data upload bit. Second is the customization bit. So this is where you can actually do some customizations around the bot itself. Like this is the widget that you'll plug into your site. So you can change things like the color, the company name, company logo, chatbot picture. You can also add some guidelines. Like if you have a specific set of guidelines for your brand, where you want to write it in a certain way, you want to avoid emojis, for example. So all these things you can mention here. And then a couple of other things like customizing the button style and so on. I'll talk about each of these in a bit more detail shortly. Then the integrations tab, this is where you can either embed this widget, or you can also use our API if you have some coding experience. And then analytics is where you can see your word generations for the last few days. You can filter down and see how many people are using your bot, how many messages are they sending on average, how many words have they used. So these kinds of different aspects there. So what we'll do is we'll start with different kind of file upload options here. So as I was kind of mentioning, you can upload a file or you can add a link. What I'll do is I'll just add a link over here. So HTTPS, I'll just add Right Sonic. Similarly, you can add like multiple URLs here. Right, so you can add different URLs. We'll start processing that into the different. So like if you see here, so we'll basically scrape that content. We'll scrape that website, and we'll start processing it. We'll feed that data into our AI model and train it on that data essentially. And then once a couple of files there have been ready, you need at least one file to be ready until you can start talking to your chatbot. So once one or a couple of files are ready there, what you can do is start interacting with it. So you can ask things like, let's say what is Right Sonic, right? So here it gives you the answer. Now apart from the answer, it creates a personalized response. So the way it works is, you uploaded all of these documents. We fetch the relevant information from these documents that the AI has been trained on. And then what we do is we take that information out and create a personalized response based on the user's question there. So everything is tailored to the user's question. We create a personalized response. And then if you see here, we also get a read more link. So this is where we tell you that, okay, this is the source, or this is the website from where we got this information from. So in this case, Right Sonic is an AI writing platform. I can click on this, and if you see, it came from the writesonic.com page that I had uploaded initially. Right. So similarly, you can keep on continuing the conversation here. So you can say, for example, what does the pricing look like? So it gives you the pricing options as well. Again, if you go here, it will take you the relevant page. Apart from that, what you can also do is, again, you can click the Start Again button to start a new conversation as well. So different kinds of things you can ask. Let's say some other file I wanted to ask. So I can ask questions from there as well. Up to you how you want to do it. And similarly, you can upload files as well. Apart from links, the files can also be uploaded. Now, the next tab I'll go on to here is the customization tab. So basically here you first of all, you have the company name, which is what is displayed over here. So instead of, let's say, Right Sonic, I can put, Bot Sonic. Company logo, just any square image you can upload here. So any square JPEG or PNG images, you can add here, and it would render on this place. So company logo would show up here, and the chatbot picture would show up, of course, in the chatbot conversations here. Apart from that, you can also customize the chatbot color. So the key primary color of the chatbot you can change as well. So for example, certain bluish color I'll keep. Welcome message is the first message that you can add. So you can say something like, hey, welcome to BotSonic. Sample questions are things where you can specify a couple of predetermined questions that guides the user into, what kind of questions can be asked. So for example, I can say, what is BotSonic? Each question needs to be put on a separate line. So just hit enter. Next, I can say, what does the BotSonic pricing look like? And similarly, you can add multiple questions there. And what it helps you do is, it adds these starter questions essentially. So whenever a new person comes to your website, they can see these options, they can click it, it would feed it into the input box so that they can just go and click the button and test it out. So that is what the starter sample questions do. Other thing is chatbot guidelines. This is another very important bit. So let's say if your company has a specific set of brand guidelines, like let's say you never want the bot to talk about your competitor, you want to add a certain bias about your products as compared to your competitor products, you want to define the tone and the writing style. So these kinds of things can be specified here. So for example, I can say, don't use emojis, write in a friendly manner. So bunch of different guidelines you can add. Just make sure you add each guideline on a separate line. So just keep hitting enter there. Then the other option you see here is the quality type option as well. This is where you have two options to choose from. So one is the premium quality level, which is where you have the GPT 3.5 kind of models. And then second one, it's of course the higher end models where you have GPT-4 and other similar models there working under the hood. So of course, if you want much more comprehensive and intelligent replies, then I would go for the GPT-4 quality level here, which is the superior quality level. So you can switch between these at any point. It's not like a fixed thing. Basically, you can, let's say currently you're using premium, you can switch to GPT-4 maybe after a month. So it's up to you when you want to change it. Next bit that you see here, and this is available on all paid plans basically, is the branding. So currently by default, you have powered by WriteSonic written there. You can click this switch and click the update button, and it would basically hide this powered by BotSonic logo from here. But that would happen once you click the update button. You won't see it in real time here. Other bits basically are the chatbot button itself. So this is what you would put on your site. So for example, on writesonic.com, you'll see this button over here. This is our own chatbot powered by BotSonic. So this button you can customize as per your needs there. So in this case, for example, you can use this chat bubble icon. You can use, this one, the user profile, bunch of different options there. So you can choose between those predetermined icons. Or what you can also do is there's an option here for chatbot picture. So if you select that, okay, some bug there. Maybe the image is too big, but basically you can you can choose chatbot picture if you want to show this chatbot picture as the icon there, which in my case, it has some problem. The image is too big. So we'll just keep it on the original thing for now, icon. So yeah, these things you can customize. And then the final thing here is also the support email. So this is where what we are trying to do is, let's say if the bot is unable to answer the query that the user asked, what it can say is, hey, I couldn't answer that question. Please contact our customer support team at support@whatever.com. So here you can put in that email. We're also adding the option to put in your phone numbers and that kind of stuff. But basically, whenever the bot is unable to answer, it can basically tell the user, I don't have information on that. Why don't you contact our sales team or our customer support team and so on. So I'll click this update button. And what this will do, if you saw, it updated the bot with the settings, and it also hit the BotSonic branding from there as well. Now, next very important bit is the integrations tab. This is where you have two different options how you can integrate the bot. If you would like to use this, and this is what we recommend for everyone, if you would like to use this interface here, the chatbot widget that you see here, then you get this code. All you need to do is go to your site, add in that script, tag over there, and then the bot will start showing up on your website there. The other option also, if you are a bit tech savvy, is that you can use our API. So if you don't want to use our front end interface, you can use our API. You get some specific keys and all that you can use to integrate our API in your system directly, and you can use your own front end there. And just behind that, like below that, you'll see different, we have the documentation on how you can use either of those things. You can, documentation on the code side, as well as documentation on the embeddable side. So what I'll do is I'll copy this snippet and I'll go to CodePen. CodePen is just like a sort of like a testing website. And I'll just quickly show you how the bot works essentially. Oh, before doing that, what we'll also need to do is, you see, and most people are confused here, is basically this allowed host thing. This is where you can specify which websites you want your bot to be accessible on, because you don't want some random website to embed your bot and blow up your costs there. So what you can specify here is the URL of the website that you want to enable the bot on. So any unauthorized websites will not be able to make use of the bot there. So for example, in this case, I want to test on codepen.io. So what I'll do is I'll just type in https codepen.io. You just need to put the root domain there. You don't need to put slash blah, blah, all that you don't need to put. You just need to put https / codepen.io. Click the plus button. And this will basically kind of add a whitelist, and the bot would only work on this website. So I'll show you very quickly. I'll just copy over this code. I'll just paste it here in the HTML field. So imagine this was your website. Most of the websites, almost every website it's based on HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So you can paste in the link here, and it will basically render the bot here. It didn't show up for some reason. Let me refresh the page.
In the meantime, I also see so many questions coming in
from lots of Q&A questions there.
Users. Yeah. Guys, please ask it in the Q&A tab, and in the chat, I see amazing feedback given by amazing people. Like integrations question was asked by Stefan. Budget limit to avoid abuse of API by Giovanni. Giovanni also again asked, will it work with docs uploaded in Italian language? And then, but Jack Anderson has said to input like a CRM data, sending all the data to people. So great questions. Please keep them coming. Don't think that we are not monitoring our chat. We are monitoring every single
chat. We'll come back to it very soon. Yeah.
And we are getting this feedback delivered to our devs. So guys, keep the feedback coming, and you can see all of these features in the next coming days being developed on Watsonic.
Right. So yeah, for some reason, CodePen, it's not kind of loading the bot. Maybe some issue with CodePen there. But yeah, basically the idea is that similar to how you see on writesonic.com actually, all you need to do is take this script and you need to put it on your HTML page. So basically, in the head element of your HTML page, you just need to copy and paste this code, and this will automatically render the bot just like this as you have designed it essentially. Other bit was also the API. For the API, you can go to our API docs and you can check the documentation there on how to call. We have code for different languages. So if you don't want to use the no-code bot, you can use the API endpoints and build your own API kind of front-end interface around that. Just moving on to the last tab over here, which is the analytics tab. This would be very handy for you once you go live on your website with the bot. And this is where you can see, for any kind of date range. So for example, let's say today, for that specific date range, you can see in how many messages were sent to the bot, what were the total number of chats that were done on the bot. So these different kinds of metrics you can see. We are of course adding more metrics and graphs and stuff, so you can better analyze the usage. But yeah, that is where we are at. And this is what the product looks like at the moment. We'll go through the Q&A, and we have also lots of other things in the works that are coming up in the next few days. For example, things like integrations with other systems, other help desk systems, where you can seamlessly, wherever the bot is unable to answer, it can seamlessly pass it on to different help desk platforms like Zendesk and Intercom and these different kinds of platforms there. So that is coming up. We also have multiple other integrations around scheduling tools and these kinds of things coming up. And also you'll be able to see a new tab here called Chat History, where you'll be able to see all the conversations that took place on your bot. So essentially for the last whatever time period, you can filter down and see, okay, what exactly are your end users asking, and you can dive into those conversations and see where you can actually go and improve the docs there. So yeah, that's about that. We can probably start with the Q&A and chat questions there. And then we would also, I think Meenak would love to ask folks about feedback and different feature suggestions, because as Meenak mentioned, our dev team moves very fast. So we would love to kind of hear more about what kind of features, what kind of integrations, what kind of data sources would you like to see on BotSonic, and we'll get them live as soon as we can. So we're ready, we're developing very, very fast, and we're looking to get out new things to you as soon as possible there.
And this is the very first time we are using community feedback to develop on BotSonic. Like right now, all the features that you're seeing have been shaped based on all the feedback that you have given to us. So yes, we take your feedback super, super seriously. So keep the feedback coming and all the questions coming in, because we're about to answer all the questions that you've got. So Sasa Evans has been getting a lot of +1s in the chat. And all she said was, I want my bot to ask the name and email before it can start answering questions. Is that possible?
Right. So that is something we got at least 100 people ask us that in the last 2-3 days. So yeah, similar to how normal bots work, the idea, and this is something that is coming up later this week. So essentially, as soon as you open the bot, there would be a form kind of thing where the user will fill out their details. Actually, I can show you from one of the other bots. So we use this support bot called Help Scout, the human bot, right? So once you start a conversation, it asks you things like name, subject, email, 2-3 things there. So similar thing you'll have on the BotSonic bot, where starting with, it will ask you a couple of these fields. You can customize these fields through the customization page, that, okay, you want to collect the name, you want to collect email, you don't want to collect phone number maybe. So these different things, the different form fields you can customize. And then based on that, before asking the question, it would show the form. Once the user submits the form, then this kind of an interface, the chat interface, would open up and they can start interacting. Yeah.
Perfect. And this is followed up by Jack Anderson, and he says, can we send this name, email, etc. to our CRM?
Right. So once that form thing is live, 2 things we'll be doing there. Initially, all the data, all the leads and all the data would be collected here in one of the tabs here, where you can export it as a CSV or an Excel file there. But the next step after that is, we'll be integrating with different platforms like HubSpot and Salesforce and Google Forms and all of these different things, so that automatically any new lead that comes in, it would automatically go and get stored in your CRM there. Yeah.
Awesome. And there are a lot of queries, surprisingly, about Italian and Spanish. Today, this is the very first time, guys, I'm seeing a lot of queries about Italian and Spanish. It's like, can we feed Italian data into BotSonic? Can we feed Spanish data into BotSonic?
You can in fact go and do it right now. If you feed it in Italian or whatever regional language, and if you ask the question instead of English, ask that question in your own language. So let's say if you go here in the customization tab, just change these sample questions to something in Italian. So let's say what I can even go and show here. Well, let's say I go to translate. So let's say it's in Spanish, right? So I can just copy this in instead of bot sonic, because we didn't train on bot sonic, we trained on right sonic. So I'll just ask what is right sonic.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's
Yeah, so
working.
this will
I
it
didn't
works,
expect,
yeah.
yeah.
It answers in that specific language. So whatever language you ask the question in, that is what it will try to answer in. All you need to do is in here in the sample question part, just mention it in your own language there. Don't mention it in English. Apart from that, what is coming up tomorrow is also the ability to set the language here. So you can set the language. And then basically for all of these different text that you see here, like our bot answers instantly, or any of the text that you see here that is in English, that you'll also be able to change to your own language there.
Great, great, great. That answers all the questions on the Spanish and the Italian side. Perfect. And Sanjana also says HubSpot. We have answered it, Sanjana. We are working on that integration. Again, Spanish questions, we already answered it. And how about something like LinkedIn to scrape my posts? Interesting use case.
Would love to understand that in a bit more detail. Yeah, because with scraping LinkedIn post, are you looking to, okay, as in you want to feed that as a data here, data points?
So yes, what he exactly wants to do is feed his LinkedIn posts on to the bot, and maybe answer questions. The bot can answer questions based on his data of 10 or 15 LinkedIn posts.
I think as long as that those LinkedIn links are public, like you should be able to feed it in here. We'll need to test it out though, because maybe LinkedIn has some like a blocker thing where it blocks our bot, like our scraper there. So that is something we can test it out. Do let us know if it doesn't work. Otherwise, what you can also do is, let's say if you have n number of LinkedIn posts, you can just copy paste them into a Word document or a PDF file, and then upload that file here, and it would be able to do the same thing for those documents as well. Yeah, so that is what I would say. There might be that, yeah, LinkedIn might block our scraper because LinkedIn is a bit weird there. But otherwise, yeah, you know the workaround there, so you can test that out.
Awesome, awesome, perfect. So people in the comments are suggesting some workarounds. Like Reggie is saying integrate with the social media tool, like Vista Social use CSV of export data as source. Interesting. We'll need to explore that. Thank you so much, Reggie.
CSV upload we are actually adding later this week. CSV and Excel upload. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. And what would there be a separate pricing for Botsonic? There are many questions on pricing, Sam.
Yeah.
Will there be a separate pricing for Botsonic?
No, so BotSonic doesn't have a separate pricing. It is all included in your RightSonic plan, because our system depends on the volume of words that you're consuming there. And this is something that we haven't made very clear in terms of our UX there. So let me clarify that. When you upload a file, there's a very minimal amount we charge for processing that data. And that is one time. We don't charge it every time. It's a one-time cost where we charge you kind of one premium word for I think 1,000 every 1,000 characters that you sort of upload there. So that is how we charge. So I think for you can upload lots of different pages for like very less number of words there. So that is for the one-time upload cost. For the generation cost, it basically, as you are generating stuff, based on the number of words that are being generated, the pricing is based on that essentially. So let's say if you generated 9,000 words, premium words here, right? So that is something that will be deducted from your premium word count. So I can actually switch to premium. So basically whatever you are generating here as output, it gets deducted from your premium word count there. Yeah, so that is what the pricing looks like. Otherwise, there's no separate plan or such. Any RightSonic plan works with BotSonic.
Perfect, perfect. And there are 3 questions on this by John and Bascleen. It says, how do you prevent an end user from spamming your bot and burning all your credits up?
Right. So first of all, as I mentioned here, on the integrations tab, you can put in the host URL here. So for example, for our own website, right, Sonic, we we can just add https rightsonic.com. In that case, only rightsonic.com will be able to use the bot. If someone else goes and puts it on their site, copies your code from your HTML site and puts it on their own site, it won't work. It would just say, in unsupported host there. That is one thing. Second thing also is that in the next 2-3 days, we are releasing rate limiting as a feature there. So what rate limiting means is essentially you'll be able to choose a setting there where per user, how many messages would you like them to be able to process in 1 minute or in 10 minutes or in 1 hour, right? So that kind of limit you can set. And then basically if one user is trying to do something, crazy, after let's say 2 or 3 messages, whatever limit that you have set, it would stop responding. It would say, please come back after 10 minutes or contact our human support if you really need that much help. So that is something that we are coming up this week itself, actually.
Awesome. And the next question is by Michael. How many words per month do you expect it to use? I mean, it all depends on the
Depends
queries
on
that
the
you
website.
get. Yeah. And if there's no queries that are coming on your website and people using it, it's a very subjective answer, Michael.
Yeah.
And then the next question is
just one thing around that. What we're also adding is caching, right? So if some question has already been asked by someone and a similar question get asked by 100 more people, let's say in the next 2 days, 3 days, whatever, we won't charge you for that because it would be stored in our cache there. So anything that we are caching, it's been responded to. That is something that would save your word count there, essentially.
awesome. That's a good one, Sam. What can I do if I see that a question is answered in a wrong way? How can I coach bots on it to give a correct answer to this special question?
Right, that is something, as I mentioned, right? So there is this new tab that you'll see very soon called the Conversations History tab. That is where you'll be able to see all the different conversations, like how you are able to filter out the analytics, different date range and all that. Similar way, you'd be able to filter out all the different messages that users had on your bot. And then essentially, we are also adding thumbs up and thumbs down buttons. So essentially, you'll be able to kind of read, based on the user's feedback, we'll keep retraining the model there and improving the responses there. And then let's say we'll show you the questions, the clusters, the content clusters, like the questions which, let's say the bot wasn't able to answer very well based on user feedback. Then you can go and, add a manual answer to that, give a correct answer to that, and model would retrain and, start giving the right answer from next time, essentially.
Perfect. And can we also train it on video content in the future? Asked by Libby.
2 points there. One is if you have a transcript, then you can just dump in the transcript here and it would train it on that content, essentially, because video content in general is basically a script, right? Once you get the script, once you get the transcription, it becomes the same thing, essentially. Other thing also, as I mentioned, multiple different data sources we are adding. So in the next few weeks, you'll also see the option, direct option, where you'll also have a video upload option. So as in, you can either upload a video or you can add a YouTube video link, and it would automatically transcribe it using AI and then feed it into our model automatically. So that is something that is coming up, but in the next kind of 2-3 weeks, essentially.
Perfect. And our users are actually telling us different use cases. Like Scott is a podcaster and he says the user can come to my website and ask, I'm looking for a particular episode with this topic. That's a superb use case, Scott. Do try Botsonic on your website and do send us a link. We would love to see how you're using it for podcasts. Yeah.
Oh yeah. One thing on that, we'll be starting to feature different websites and chatbots in our community, in our newsletters, in our social media as well. So if you have built a bot using Botsonic, for your own very unique use case and put it on your site, do let us know. Do let Meenak know in the community or, email us and we would love to kind of promote it on our channels as well, so that you also get exposure there.
Awesome. And the next question is, can we integrate this on Shopify?
Yeah, why not? So I don't have too much idea on Shopify, to be honest, but I think, yes, it should be straightforward. Basically, same thing, right? It's, you can take in this embed code and you can just put it on your Shopify site there and it should do the job. Because from what I remember, Shopify does have a custom script section there where you can add custom, JavaScript scripts. And as long as you add that script there, I think it should work just like with any other site there. If it doesn't work, do let us know. We can create a tutorial or a help doc around that on how to accomplish that.
Awesome, awesome. And a lot of questions around Zendesk, HubSpot, and the other CRM integrations, guys. Please keep it coming, because we are noting them down and sending this to our devs. And question about how is the data stored and how is the data confidential, etc.
Right. So data only once when you kind of upload the files or add the links. At that time, we kind of process it and we, store it in a vector database that's very secure. You can also read the terms and stuff around that privacy policy on our website as well. But basically, it's stored in a very encrypted way in our vector database, and nothing kind of is leaked out or anything. Everything is stored in an isolated kind of data environment there. So you don't have to worry about that. If you're really concerned about privacy there, then we are also, you can contact us, and we are also providing custom plans where we can create a totally dedicated kind of database instance for you, and for enterprise use cases or for these bigger use cases where you don't have to worry about any privacy or any of those other aspects there.
Awesome, awesome. And Tawanda says a tutorial video would be good as well. Absolutely. All tutorials will be uploaded on our channel. Currently, there's one tutorial about Botsonic. Do check it out. And different use cases again. It says I'm going to be integrating it on my coffee website where people can learn about specialty coffee in Africa. Awesome. Idea. Great. Do send us, do send us. We'd love to feature you in our newsletter, social media, community, etc. We'd love to give you a shout out. And we have more features. Is there a sandbox with some examples that we can play with?
Not at the moment. But yeah, I think as long as you're using the premium model there, which is pretty cost efficient there, you can go and test it out. And unless you test it out here, you wouldn't really know how an actual user would respond to that. So I would highly recommend just testing it out here itself, so that you get a real life testing there. Sandbox in the sense of a dev environment, that is something, again, you can play around with the integrations bit here. It's very straightforward, to be honest. So I don't think there would be a need for too much of a testing thing there.
Perfect. There are similar questions. You cannot, Yuri, you cannot feed the bot into password protected pages because the bot cannot access the pages.
So yeah, for any password protected pages or any private pages or information, the best thing would be if you can download that as a Word file or as a PDF file, any of those things, and then feed it. In that case, the bot will be able to pick it up. But password protected, as you know, with private and password protected files, the bot can't get access to that, right? So we won't be able to scrape that.
A lot of tutorials for requests for Shopify. And guys, we just sent it to our devs because honestly, we didn't think of Shopify today. We were just thinking about integrating in our website, but Shopify is definitely coming up soon. You're going to be watching it in the next week. You're going to see a tutorial video.
Actually, I think do mention, everyone, do mention what you're looking for in terms of Shopify there, because we are working on this product recommendation kind of feature as well, wherein you can feed in your product pages, the links of your product pages, or your entire Shopify site will scrape the entire site. And based on that, as the user is chatting, we would be able to recommend different products that they can go and check it out and buy, essentially. So if you have any specific kinds of interesting feature requests there, that would help you sell more, or that would help you increase your engagement on the store, then do mention those. We'll note it down and we'll definitely try to build them out.
Awesome. Awesome. And guys, please give us the feedback. What exactly are you looking for when it comes to Shopify integration? Other integration requests are Google Docs, WhatsApp, Airtable. Interesting stuff. Please keep it coming. And Sochima says, mine keeps taking me back to sign in after I click on BotSonic link. Sochima, I had the exact same issue that you faced this morning.
Safari.
And then I noticed my ad blocker was enabled. So I had to disable that. And once I disabled that, it was just normal.
Also, one more thing. So on Safari browser specifically, we are aware of that bug. So on Safari specifically, if you're trying on Safari, like on a Mac or on an iOS device, that might give that issue. We are releasing a fix for that, very soon. So in the meanwhile, if you can use Chrome or Edge or any of those kinds of browsers, that would be great. But yeah, a fix for this is coming very soon, though.
And Gerardo, to include it in WordPress, it's super, super simple. I just tried it on my personal WordPress site as well. It took me hardly 10 or 15 seconds. All you have to do is edit your theme. And when it shows all the HTML side of your theme, you just have to paste the code from BotSonic. That's it. That's practically it. Nothing else. It's super, super simple. And for helping you out, if you, in case you don't find it easily, I'll be creating a tutorial video for it. It'll be out in our community I pasted the link in the chat down below. Please join our community because all the feature requests, tutorials, questions, we answer it every single day. It's monitored 24/7. So do check it out and do join our community because we'll be sharing all the tutorials over there. And we work with foreign universities and their students will definitely be showcasing you as a case study. Awesome. Please, Nick, reach out to us on minank@rightsonic.com. I'm just pasting you the link over there. And we'd love to have a look at it. Perfect. And this one is a cool feature. And I think one of the most important features, if we were to weigh the pros and cons, because we got another user requesting the exact same thing in our community.
Yeah.
About accessibility features like users with disabilities, like voice input support or text-to-speech for replies.
Both of them are in our roadmap, actually. So if you see, even on ChatSonic itself, we do have the voice input option here. And then same thing, if you generate some answer there, it also has the voice output option as well. Same thing we are bringing to BotSonic very soon. The only thing we are currently working on is, some data privacy and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that is in our roadmap, will be coming up very soon.
Perfect, perfect. And we have Elias asking, I'm doing talent acquisition. I think it'll be a good use case for my website to recruit candidates and discuss the roles. Another interesting use case. Wow. Please keep the more use cases coming. We would love to see what different type of use cases you're coming with. Like Zim Cafe, the specialty coffee of Africa, your use case for recruiting candidates, and use cases for Shopify. And for the podcaster use cases, they're different use cases, guys. It's endless. We want to feature all of you. Just tell us, come up with those use cases and we'd love to feature them. I installed it on my WordPress site with no problems. But when I do a search, it says invalid host.
Right. So that is where I said, and there's many people are actually a bit confused there. So go to the integrations tab and then you see the allowed host thing here. Again, as we were discussing, you want to limit the people who can use your bot. You don't want any random website to be integrating your bot and wasting your usage there. So that is where we have this. You can enter in your WordPress URL here. So let's say if your WordPress website was https rightsonic.com, all you need to do is mention that exact URL here. So only mention until the .com or .ai or that kind of part. You don't need to add any slash. You don't need to add anything after that, right? So as soon as you add this kind of root URL here, click the plus button, and yeah, now if you go and try it out, it should work.
Perfect. And anonymous attendee asks, is it possible to integrate BotSonic into Office 365 or Thunderbird to answer incoming emails?
Not sure about Outlook right now, the desktop application, but basically we are bringing this to our Chrome extension. So essentially, if you use the ChatSonic Chrome extension, and basically it would be connected to your BotSonic kind of bots. And essentially, let's say if you're writing an email on Gmail, you would be able to use your previous data, your own pre-trained model to answer any emails in your own writing style or in your own using your own data points and all that. So that is something that is coming up. So Gmail, Google Docs, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of these platforms that are currently supported by the ChatSonic Chrome extension, you would be able to use it there.
Perfect. Reggie asked, can it learn from the support tickets that are solved? Reggie, we answered it already. We will, if a user asks a similar question, the answer is caged. So the user gets a similar answer and you won't be charged for the words. Another question, this one is interesting. It's like if the user asks a question unrelated to the trained data, will the bot search the internet for an answer?
No. So BotSonic, unlike ChatSonic, it is not connected to the internet at the moment because we wanted to restrict, we want to restrict the bot only to your own knowledge base, to your own data. We don't want it to go outside and, give random answers there. So currently it does not go out. And also if you kind of try out the bot, ask it some weird question, it won't answer that. It would say, I don't know about that. We can actually test it. Let's see if it works. Because it was working. So if I ask who is Elon Musk, okay, it didn't work. We are releasing, I think we were working on a fix for this. Let me try again. I hope I didn't upload anything on Elon Musk. So usually this is what it does. It says, I'm not sure what you're referring to here. Could you provide more information or clarify your question? This is what it usually does. We are working on the accuracy of this thing. Like sometimes it does fail, but yeah, we are working on that, the accuracy of the model there, and it won't answer anything outside basically.
Great. And more questions coming on WhatsApp integration.
That is coming up too. ETA is something like kind of 2 to 3 weeks, but basically the idea here is that you would have a bots tab and you would be able to dynamically create multiple different kinds of chatbots. So like it would be an omni-channel kind of approach there. Essentially, whether it's WhatsApp, Slack bots, Discord bot, Telegram bot. So these 4 or 5 kinds of bots you would be able to directly create from BotSonic itself. So it would create the bots and then you can deploy it and use it essentially.
Perfect. And do we have Elias, can we use this on LinkedIn? Elias, if LinkedIn doesn't allow our bot to scrape, we cannot use it on LinkedIn. So based on the reports that are coming in, LinkedIn isn't allowing our bots to scrape, and that's why we cannot use it. But a possible workaround could be very simple. You can paste your articles inside your docs, make it like a PDF, and then feed it into a BotSonic. Then it can definitely scan the PDF, get trained on the data, and then you can use BotSonic.
Yeah. LinkedIn, we might add, if a lot of people are asking, we might add like a data upload integration for that. But I think, yeah, do reach out to us, reach out to Menank, let him know about the different use cases that you have there. If lots of users ask for that, we might actually build out a LinkedIn scraper as well there.
Perfect. And questions about Android app and mobile app integrations. Could you please tell us what exactly are you looking for in these Android or mobile app integrations? That would really help us, what to cater to you. About budgets, can we pay upfront and consume credits, or do we must connect a credit card to be billed monthly?
Currently, we only do subscription based monthly at the moment, but at any point you can kind of pause it or basically you can pause it out at any point if you don't want it to renew, let's say next month. So that is something you can do though. Yeah.
And Sean, you're asking about fraud prevention. It's very simple. We have prevented the bot to not work on any other website if you have input only your website URL. So that is what we are currently implementing for fraud prevention. And you can just try it out. It's already live on our website. It will show it as invalid host if you haven't entered that website link. More questions, guys. And how large can the personal training data set be?
Right. So currently, each file that you upload, it needs to be a maximum of 100 MBs in size. Once we add the Google Drive, Dropbox, these integrations, then we'll increase it to a couple of gigabytes there. So basically, we are still testing out the load there and the use cases. So based on that, we are scaling up the amount of data that you can upload as well. But yeah, I think in the next few days we are increasing those limits, so there won't be any limits as such. Of course, unless you have a very specified use case, uploading terabytes of data, that is something we would be a bit we would take caution with that. But otherwise, I think couple gigabytes of data, 10 gigabytes, 100 gigabytes, that is something we'll be allowing very soon once our Google Drive, Dropbox, all of these integrations are live there.
Perfect. So multiple requests on toggle the read more button.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is actually coming up tomorrow. We have already heard that feedback from lots of users. So basically tomorrow, if you come back, you'll see a switch here for hide or show sources. So you can just disable that, and then the sources or that read more button won't show up then.
And Elias says, how about Dripify? Can I integrate into Dripify? So I'm not sure what Dripify is. Since you've sent the link, we would love to check it out. And we're just posting it on our Slack. We'd love to check it out and see what it is and explore maybe if there are more requests for your integration. And we have more questions. Guys, final few questions before we wrap up this training. And how do we move the position of the widget bubble to the left side? Good one. Good one.
We actually added that last week, but we removed that because of some issue there. It was conflicting with some things, but yeah, we'll bring it back again, essentially. So essentially another option here where you can choose the location left or right, essentially. But yeah, we actually had it last week. We will bring it back soon. Yeah.
And this is another interesting use case by Sarah. She says, legal research assistant, which people can search through sets of code decisions and identify the need for their case. That means a large volume of data to train the chatbot on. Is Botsonic adapted to that? Very interesting use case, though, Sarah.
Right. It should be, any kind of use case that should be easily supported. Amount of data, if you have, of course, if you have multiple files where each file is less than 100 MBs in size, you can even do it right now. We are increasing the limit. So if you have a very specific use case where you want to upload like gigabytes of data, do reach out to us and we can give you early access to that as well, essentially.
Perfect. So Varijia is a teacher. She's working on a lesson plan generator for teachers based on the curriculum. Fine. Is it possible to use a chatbot to help teachers generate the lesson plans and other professional documents? That's the first part. Also, I have the information from the curriculum designs extracted in Word or Excel documents. Can I use this to train the AI? I'm assuming that I can also have the chatbot on our website.
I think
Interesting. Yeah.
for the first use case, you might not need bot Sonic because you're uploading some reference documents and doing actions on top of that. So that is where you can use Chat Sonic there. So Chat Sonic, here there's this option. You can click this plus button. You can attach different files or links here. Currently, it only supports one link or one file, but we are adding multiple, you can add multiple links or multiple files. And then here itself, you'd be able to ask it to do things. You can ask it to, feed in those kind of notes and stuff and make lessons out of that, or you can do lots of different things. You can ask it to make questions for exam papers, all kinds of things you would be able to do. Currently, it only works with one file or one link, but we are opening up multi-link or multi-file thing very soon as well. So I would recommend using Chat Sonic for that rather than Bot Sonic there, unless you want to put it on your site and have other people also interact with it.
Perfect. And we have our next question, which is the bot capable of responding with images or videos if provided with training data or guidelines?
Not at the moment. We are keeping it to text at the moment. But if you have a specific use case, where the volume is quite a lot, then do reach out and we might be able to consider that. We can add it to our roadmap. But yeah, similar to how you see on ChatSonic is a multi-model AI where it works with text, image, also videos and links and all kinds of stuff. Same thing you'd also be able to do here. But image and video at the moment, we are not kind of totally focusing on that. But yeah, if we see enough users coming up with interesting use cases, we might do that. Yeah.
Can the branding at the bottom say my business name?
Which one?
Like BotSonic branding. Can it?
Yeah,
say...
not at the moment. No. So currently we only have our own one there, but your branding is there at the top, right? So you have the company name here. You can change your company name. You can add your own company logo here. You can add your own chatbot logo. All of these things you can customize already. Same for this bot button as well. You can customize it as per your needs. This bottom banner, that is not customizable at the moment, and it probably won't be as well. But yeah, all the other things are customizable, so you can feel free to kind of change things around there.
Awesome. And Varigia says, thank you. I'll follow up with more such questions on email or discourse. Much appreciated. Yes, you can join our community, ask in all your questions, and we'll be answering every single thing. If I'm offline, because it's tonight, it's almost late in India, the community members will step in and answer all the questions. That's the beauty of joining a community, because everyone has different sets of opinions and different sets of ideas on how a problem could be solved. And that is what it is.
Awesome. Any last 2-3 questions?
Yes, last 2-3 questions, guys. And do the words roll into next month? No, the words replenish and expire, and new words come in to your account. And how can I set up a meeting with your team to help me with an idea I have to develop my own page, set it up effectively? I have replied, Elias, I've replied to you. You can reach out to me on my email, and I would love to check out how we can help you out setting up your own page. Next question is, how do we remove the links it shows after the results? I think we already answered this.
Yeah, the source one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that we're adding in the option there. And if you want to remove any of the files that you previously uploaded, that you can just remove from here. So all you need to do is hit the delete button next to it, and we'll remove it from the training data, essentially.
Absolutely. And guys, the difference between ChatSonic and BotSonic is really simple. Some of you guys are asking questions on that. It's very simple. So Sam, you want to take this?
Yep, sure. So ChatSonic you can think of as an advanced sort of ChatGPT kind of chatbot there, where you can, it's connected to the internet. It is a multimodal AI, as I mentioned. You can ask it to generate images. You can ask it to write blogs and all kinds of stuff. We also have prompt library here if you want to access some of these other specified tools there. So yeah, this is meant more for content creation, research, these kinds of things there. Whereas BotSonic is meant more for having your own personalized chatbot that is trained on your own data and that lives on your own website, on your own app, and all of these kinds of things. So BotSonic is meant more for custom chatbots for business use cases. You can also use it for individual use cases, but yeah, usually it's meant for business use cases where you get this custom bot just built for you.
Perfect. And what else do we have? One last question, guys, before we end this webinar. We've gotten a ton of use cases, ton of feedbacks, and also a ton of questions. It's Bas Clean says, will you be keeping it keeping it up being awesome? I think of course we will, but it has to be trained on your data. So if your data is awesome, what are the other questions? I'm able to read it. Can you please ask it again? I haven't understood the question. And thanks for the webinar, and it is very interesting and very scary. Richard, good one, Richard, good one. All right. Does the data utilized by BotSonic become generally available content to other users? No way at all. Zero. There's zero chance that is happening. Your data is completely yours. It's stored in an isolated environment. You can one click delete it and it's gone forever. No worries and questions about any sort. No worries about any sort of data leak or privacy related, because it is completely yours. And thank you so much for this incredible webinar and tool. Looking forward to be a BotSonic user. Awesome. Great. Perfect. So I think we have answered pretty much.
I think a few people asked about having multiple different bots, right? That is something that is coming up tomorrow. So essentially, at the moment, you would only see that you can create one BotSonic bot. But tomorrow, we are actually we are launching this thing where you would be able to have multiple different bots there, and you can let's say create one for your support, one for your marketing, one for your sales use case. So different kinds of bots for different use cases you can have there. So something like this, still a work in progress, but basically multiple different bots you'd be able to create, and yeah, you can use different ones and customize them as per your needs, just like you can do right now.
Perfect. Sam, this is super interesting, because we are now entering an era where people are uploading their own documents and the AI is answering on behalf of the user. Superb. Wow. And Sam, what is the future before we end this? Where exactly do you see this the field of generative AI is heading towards?
I mean, lots of stuff going on, right? So no one can predict it, because what you would have expected to happen in like 2 years, it's happening in like 2 weeks. So lots of different things going on. For us, I'll tell you, for RightSonic, our vision is to be, always on top of the latest and the greatest technologies that are in the market or that are coming up. So that is one thing that we'll keep on adding, we'll keep on improving. So yeah, also just a sneak peek, we are also launching agents into our system. If you've heard of AutoGPT and these kinds of things, so we are launching our agents and our plugins as well in the next coming weeks. So both on ChatSonic and also on BotSonic, you would be able to install different plugins and kind of agents, that would be able to take, autonomously take actions based on different things. So for example, if you have a sales use case, based on the emotion or the overall flow of the conversation, it would automatically be able to pass your information to a salesperson, or it would be able to do those entire HubSpot CRM kind of automation steps there. And different kinds of use cases, basically different kind of scenarios that people have. So that is also coming up very soon. We are doing some rounds of testing there, but yeah, lots of amazing stuff coming soon. And do feel free to reach out to us at any time with any feature suggestions or any other kinds of things you would like to have, because as you know, our dev team is very fast, so we can build things and launch things very fast and make it available to you within days and within weeks there.
Perfect. And with this, we are wrapping up today's training session. Guys, we would love to see all your bots being live on your website, using it for different use cases. Please do DM us and ask all your questions in the community. We have pasted the link in the chat section. Thank you so much for taking out your time to join this session. And before we wrap this up, tell us, did we keep our promise of making you an AI chatbot builder? We said at the end of this session, you're going to become an AI chatbot builder, building your very first bot. Do you find it easy now? Do you feel confident to try it out on your own website and build your own AI chatbot? Tell me. Yes, 10++. I can see the chats coming in. Perfect. Thank you. Yes. Perfect. So please do send us your bots. Send your bots our way. We would love to check them out, interact with them. And that's it for tonight's training session. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy building bots. Thank you, Sam, for taking out your time.
Guys. Thanks, Minank.
See ya.
Take care, everyone. Bye.